What if the brightest smile in Hollywood was hiding the darkest silence? Behind the laughter, the fame, and the iconic roles lies a secret journey few ever saw coming. Goldie Hawn, America's eternal ray of sunshine, is facing something no one expected. And the truth behind her quiet disappearance will leave you speechless. How did a woman who once lit up the silver screen end up battling shadows no one talks about? The answer will change everything you thought you knew. Before fame wrapped itself around her name, before the lights and awards and red carpets, Goldie Jean Hawn was just a little girl from Tacoma Park, Maryland. Born November 21, 1945, to a music shop owner and a dance teacher. Her world may have seemed peaceful on the outside, but within that suburban calm, an internal battle raged. Even as a child, Goldie felt the weight of unspoken fears, panic attacks before she knew what they were, anxiety that came like sudden storms. She feared war, she feared loss, and sometimes she even feared she wouldn't live long enough to fall in love. Childhood wasn't carefree. It was clouded by an ever-present dread. While most kids dreamed of applause and stardom, Goldie's wish was simpler and far more profound. I just want to be happy. One of the most surprising things about Goldie's journey is that she never wanted to be famous. Her early passion wasn't acting, it was dance. At just 3 years old, she was already in ballet classes, not because someone pushed her, but because she found peace there. Movement gave her silence. Rhythm gave her freedom. Dance became the one place where her mind stopped spinning, a place where the anxiety quieted down. Her dream? Not Oscars or limousines. She wanted to open a dance school. That's it. But as fate would have it, the path to peace came wrapped in a very different package. School wasn't kind to her either. Goldie struggled with reading, found herself in the lowest group, and often felt invisible. But in those formative years, one person changed everything. Her second-grade teacher, Mrs. Povich. She didn't rescue Goldie with grand gestures. She simply believed in her. That belief gave a scared little girl the courage to keep going. And sometimes, belief is all it takes. That seed of resilience would quietly grow inside Goldie for years, until she'd need it most. At 18, full of cautious dreams, she moved to New York City for a job at the World's Fair. It was supposed to be her first big break. Instead, she found herself standing alone on 10th Avenue. No place to stay, no family nearby, no plan. Her hosts had unexpectedly left town. For most, that would have been the end. But Goldie? She solved it. Found shelter with a former dance teacher, got an apartment, and kept going. That was the real beginning, not the fame, but the moment she chose to move forward when life gave her no clear path. Soon came auditions, small gigs, a bit part here, a dance number there, until suddenly the world noticed her sparkle. But behind the curtain of success was still the same girl battling inner chaos. That's the part most people never saw. And now, decades later, she admits quietly that even the glitz couldn't protect her from what came next. Her eyesight dimming, her confidence shaken. It's not the type of headline Hollywood likes, but it's real, and it's hers. Financially, Goldie crafted a life of luxury, but with quiet discipline. Her real estate portfolio spans from a serene mansion in Los Angeles to a tranquil vacation retreat in Canada, co-owned with longtime partner Kurt Russell. They own multiple homes, including a ranch-style property in Colorado, each one chosen for privacy and peace, not just prestige. Over the years, Goldie's love for timeless style showed in her collection of understated but luxurious cars, from vintage Mercedes convertibles to eco-friendly Lexus hybrids. Unlike many celebrities who flaunt opulence, Goldie's taste leans elegant and functional, always comfortable, never flashy. Her jewelry and watch collection reflect the same principle. While she's occasionally seen wearing high-end timepieces from Rolex or Cartier, She tends to rotate simple, classic pieces rather than chasing trends. And behind her calm exterior lies a savvy businesswoman. Goldie co-founded the MindUppy Foundation to support children's mental health, blending passion with purpose. She's also invested in health and wellness startups and retained shares in production companies that keep her financially steady without requiring the Hollywood hustle. She's had insurance policies covering her career-related obligations, ensuring her earnings were protected during critical filming periods, as well as private health coverage that reportedly supports her holistic approach to aging and wellness. Her lifestyle whispers luxury instead of shouting it. And therein lies one of the most valuable lessons from Goldie's financial journey. Success doesn't need to be loud. She built her empire with caution, grace, and emotional awareness. She focused not just on wealth but on wellness, physical, emotional, and financial. Her spending habits reflect a woman who has known what it means to feel lost and built a life where she could finally feel found. For years, Goldie wrestled with panic attacks that would leave her body trembling, her chest tight, and her thoughts spiraling into fear. Yet, she never let her struggles define her public image. While many would have collapsed under the pressure, Goldie quietly faced the storm. At the age of 21, feeling overwhelmed by her emotions, she turned to therapy. For the next 8 years, she poured herself into deep self-exploration, seeking ways to live with her anxiety. Through meditation, therapy, and inner work, Goldie learned how to breathe through her fears, how to quiet the storms inside her. But it wasn't a quick fix. It was a long, often painful journey that she walked alone, away from the cameras and the glitz of Hollywood. And it wasn't just her mental health struggles that shaped her. Goldie's path to stardom wasn't paved with silver spoons. Despite being thrust into the limelight with a breakthrough role in Cactus Flower, Goldie never truly craved fame. She was thrust into the public's eye after winning an Oscar at just 24 for her portrayal of Tony Simmons, a role that came with both excitement and trepidation. The victory, which she didn't even expect, changed everything for her. "I wasn't even thinking about it," she admitted. "I was just working, I had moved on." She never had a grand plan to become a star. She just wanted peace, something that fame could never offer. But even as Hollywood beckoned, Goldie chose authenticity over the machine of celebrity. Her rise in the 70s and 80s was marked by a series of transformative roles, each mirroring her own personal metamorphosis. In Private Benjamin, a film that earned her a second Oscar nomination, Goldie portrayed a character learning to navigate pain through humor. It wasn't just a role, it was a reflection of her own journey. Her vulnerability resonated deeply with audiences, and it wasn't just her talent that made her a leading lady. Goldie had a unique ability to make her characters profoundly human. Whether in Overboard, Death Becomes Her, or The First Wives Club, she was always authentic, always grounded. But her portrayal of Elise in The First Wives Club was particularly poignant. Elise was a character dealing with rejection and the aging process, challenges that Goldie herself had faced. This role became a powerful commentary on the experience of women in Hollywood, where aging can often feel like a curse. Through Elise, Goldie poured out her personal pain of being defined only by her looks, giving the character depth and nuance that made it unforgettable. Yet, Goldie didn't stop there. In a move that would forever change her career, she decided to step behind the camera and take control of her own narrative. She became a producer, not for the prestige but for the freedom to tell stories that mattered. With her own production company, she gave herself the agency to create films that reflected the true, complex nature of women. Flawed, beautiful, and deeply human. This was more than a career choice. It was a quiet rebellion. In an industry where women often had little say in the roles they played, Goldie Hawn took charge and reshaped her legacy. But what about her financial journey? Goldie Hawn's rise wasn't just in her acting career, it extended to her financial empire as well. Over the years, she has built a real estate portfolio that would make any investor jealous. With a carefully curated list of luxury homes across the country, including a stunning property in the heart of California, her real estate holdings have only grown in value. These properties are not just homes. They are investments in her future, reflecting her keen sense of financial strategy. She's also known for her collection of luxury cars, each one a testament to her successful career. From classic models to modern-day marvels, Goldie's cars are as much about style as they are about status. Goldie's lifestyle doesn't stop at real estate and cars. She's also built a reputation for wearing high-end watches, further solidifying her position as a financial mogul in the entertainment industry. Her business investments are equally impressive, ranging from her production company to numerous collaborations with top-tier brands. These ventures have solidified her place as a powerful figure in Hollywood, both in front of and behind the camera. Her net worth has continued to grow throughout the years, and projections indicate that her wealth will only continue to increase. While her career has slowed in recent years, the assets she's accumulated, from her properties to her business ventures, ensure her financial future remains secure. Through strategic investments and partnerships, Goldie has proven that success isn't just about fame. It's about making smart choices that can withstand the test of time. Goldie Hawn's journey from a young girl with anxiety to a Hollywood icon is a testament to her strength and resilience. She's not just a product of the industry, she's shaped it. With a net worth that reflects her years of hard work, investments, and business savvy, Goldie has become an example of how to thrive in Hollywood without losing sight of who you are. Her story is far from over, and as her empire continues to grow, so does her legacy. Her career and financial achievements offer a blueprint for anyone looking to navigate the world of entertainment while staying true to themselves. The once glittering life of Goldie Hawn, filled with red carpets and cameras flashing, has quietly faded into something more subdued. Where once she dazzled on stage with a radiant smile, today the weight behind that smile is painfully apparent. Goldie's journey, which once captivated millions, has taken a heartbreaking turn as she faces the cruel passage of time. At the Oscars in March 2025, she shocked and moved the world when she stepped onto the stage with Andrew Garfield, her usual grace interrupted by a revealing pause. The words didn't come, and with a small laugh that couldn't hide the truth, she confessed, "I'm completely blind. I am cataracts." That short, simple admission shook everyone who witnessed it, a powerful reminder that even the brightest stars are not immune to the shadows of aging. Cataracts, though a common condition among the elderly, felt especially cruel for Goldie. She had once been known for her expressive eyes that sparkled with warmth and charisma. But now, the world she once saw so vividly was slipping away behind a veil. It wasn't just her eyesight that was fading, though. It was the rhythm of her life, the sense of presence and connection that she once so effortlessly commanded. Hollywood, as it often does, had become unkind to her as she aged. Roles became scarce, and the phone calls from agents slowed. Once a name found on every marquee, Goldie now found herself watching from the sidelines, reflecting on a career that had once defined her. But even that silence didn't bring peace. It brought pain and deep introspection. Goldie's lifelong battle with anxiety and panic attacks had already taught her much about fear and survival. But it wasn't until later in life that she began to fully understand the cost of fame. At just 21, Goldie had sought therapy, not as a fleeting escape, but as a lifelong commitment to mental health. For 8 years, she sat with a psychologist, unpacking her fears and emotions, learning to live with the anxiety that so often consumed her. But her struggles weren't just internal. In the mid-60s, Goldie faced a personal heartbreak that would mark the beginning of a difficult chapter in her life. She married Gus Draonis, a dancer and aspiring director, but the pressures of fame took their toll on their marriage. In 1976, after a brief 6-year union, they parted ways, leaving Goldie with emotional scars that would influence her future relationships. She rarely speaks of this painful period, but it's clear that the experience shaped her understanding of love, trust, and loneliness. Goldie's battle with anxiety wasn't just psychological, it had physical manifestations as well. She would tremble uncontrollably, her chest would tighten, and her thoughts would spiral into a darkness so deep it felt like drowning. As her fame grew, so did the shadows that accompanied it. The very spotlight that had given her everything also exposed her vulnerability, leaving her stripped bare. Yet, despite the struggles, she never let it define her. In many ways, it fueled her artistic spirit, pushing her to create from a place of authenticity. But as the years went on, another regret began to settle in. Time lost. Time with her children, with her loved ones. She had sacrificed moments, missed out on birthdays, games, and quiet afternoons in favor of red carpets and filming schedules. "I wish I could have been there more," she said once, her voice breaking with emotion. Yet, despite these regrets, Goldie built a family filled with love. And though time had stolen some of those precious moments, it had also given her a lasting bond with her children, who remain close as adults. However, love and family didn't shield her from loneliness. As friends passed and the world around her continued to change, elegant in its quiet structure. With a net worth of around $90 million, Goldie's financial growth has been steady and strategic. A major portion of her wealth stems from her iconic film career, but she's also made smart choices outside the spotlight. Her real estate empire includes a stunning home in Pacific Palisades, a private retreat in Aspen, and a cozy ranch in British Columbia, all chosen not just for value, but for soul. Each property holds echoes of peace, each space a chapter in her life that money alone couldn't buy. Luxury isn't about flash for Goldie, it's about comfort. Her collection of vehicles reflects that, favoring timeless, understated elegance like her Tesla Model X and a classic Mercedes SL convertible she's often seen cruising in during summer. She's worn Cartier and Rolex, yes, but it's never been about the show. It's always been about legacy. The same holds true for her private investments. Quietly, she's backed sustainable wellness ventures and eco-conscious businesses, investing in companies that align with her values rather than just chasing returns. Her stake in mindfulness-based tech firms and women-led startups reveal a financial ethos rooted in empathy and vision. Over the years, she's also been thoughtful about protection, holding comprehensive insurance policies to safeguard her health, assets, and income. These weren't just formalities, but conscious shields built over a lifetime of navigating uncertain terrain. She learned early that success could vanish just as quickly as it arrived, and so every step forward came with a plan to protect what mattered most. That awareness, the quiet understanding that nothing is guaranteed, shaped her choices, her lifestyle, and even her generosity. What makes Goldie's journey so powerful isn't just the survival of fame, it's the wisdom she's gathered along the way. She never overspent to impress, never sacrificed peace for more exposure, and always prioritized emotional and financial balance. Her story teaches us that wealth is not measured by extravagance, but by stability, impact, and values that age well. And now, as news of her fragile health moves through her fan base like a hush, it feels unthinkable that a woman who gave the world so much joy is now met with such stillness. But in this quiet, there's also profound grace. Goldie Hawn's legacy isn't vanishing, it's transforming. Her name may not top the box office anymore, but it resonates deeper, in classrooms, in minds healed by her foundation, and in hearts who remember the light she brought. She doesn't ask to be celebrated. She only asks to be remembered not for the spotlight she once stood in, but for the shadows she bravely walked through. And that, more than any role, may be the most unforgettable part of her story. And that's the real story behind Goldie Hawn. Resilient, radiant, and still rewriting what legacy truly means. If this touched you, hit like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories. Stay tuned, because the spotlight's never done shining. After all, true stars never really fade.